Ever feel like your brain has way too many tabs open? You're bouncing from emails to project reports, from a quick social media check to try to remember what you were actually supposed to be doing. We've all been sold this idea, haven't we? That the hallmark of a truly productive person, a high achiever, is the ability to juggle a dozen things at once. They call it multitasking. I call a myth. A big one. What if I told you there's a forgotten skill, a genuine superpower in today's hyper-distracted world that can not only make you more productive, but also sharper, calmer, and more impactful? I'm talking about single tasking. And yeah, I know, some of you are already thinking single tasking? In this economy? In this day and age? Impossible. Stick with me because today I'm going to lay out why dedicating your focus to one thing at a time isn't just a nice idea. It's the game changer you've been looking for. And if you think I'm wrong, well, I'm ready to hear it. But first, hear me out. Let's be honest, this constant switching, this multitasking dance, where does it really get us? You start your day with a to-do list as long as your arm, determined to conquer it all. You dive in, responding to an urgent email while on a conference call, simultaneously trying to outline a presentation. Your phone buzzes, another notification. Your colleague pings you with a quick question. By lunchtime, you feel what? Accomplished? Or more like you've been through a mental decathlon, yet somehow the most important tasks are still glaring at you, untouched or barely started. That feeling of being perpetually busy, yet frustratingly unproductive, that's the shadow of multitasking. It's the mental fog that rolls in when your brain is forced to switch gears every few minutes. Think about it. Each time you jump from task A to task B and back to task A, there's a cost. Scientists call it cognitive switching penalty. It's like trying to drive a car by constantly slamming the gas, then the brakes, then trying to make a U-turn, then hitting the gas again. You're burning a ton of fuel, stressing the engine, but you're not getting very far very fast. We see others seemingly doing it all, and we think that's the path. But look closer. Are they truly producing high-quality work, or just a flurry of activity? This pressure to be a master juggler, it leads to shallow work. You're skimming the surface of multiple tasks, never diving deep enough to produce something truly exceptional, something that makes a real impact. And the stress? It's immense. That constant background hum of unfinished business, the anxiety of potentially dropping one of those spinning plates. It chips away at your focus, your energy, and even your confidence. You end the day feeling drained, not drained from deep, satisfying work, but from the frantic, unproductive shuffle. Is this the peak performance we're all aspiring to? Or is it just a recipe for burnout, a trap we've collectively fallen into, baited by the illusion of hyperproductivity? So, what's this superpower I'm talking about? Single tasking. It sounds almost too simple, doesn't it? In a world that glorifies hustle culture and being always on, focusing on just one thing can feel counterintuitive, almost rebellious. But here's the truth. Single tasking or monotasking isn't about doing less. It's about doing more of what truly matters with greater precision, quality, and believe it or not, often greater speed. It's about reclaiming your attention, which is arguably your most valuable resource. Think of your mind like a high-performance spotlight. When you try to multitask, you're diffusing that beam, trying to illuminate 5 different spots at once. What happens? Everything is dimly lit, nothing is clear. But when you single task, you focus that entire powerful beam on one specific area. Suddenly, you see details you missed before, connections become clearer, and solutions emerge with surprising ease. This is where deep work happens, the kind of work that produces breakthroughs, creates significant value, and gives you that profound sense of accomplishment. So how do we cultivate this superpower? It's not about flipping a switch overnight, especially if you've been conditioned to multitask for years. It's about building a new set of habits, systematically. First, let's talk about intentional allocation of focus. This means consciously deciding what one thing deserves your undivided attention right now. Before you dive into your workday, or even a specific work block, ask yourself, what is the single most important task that, if completed, will make the biggest impact? This isn't about a to-do list of 20 items. It's about identifying that critical one, or perhaps two, for a dedicated period. Techniques like the Eisenhower matrix, distinguishing between urgent and important, can be incredibly helpful here. You want to spend your peak energy on tasks that are important, not just urgent. Second, you need to create a fortress against distractions. This is non-negotiable. Our modern world is an obstacle course of interruptions. Notifications from your phone, email pop-ups, chat messages, even the allure of a quick news check. Each one is a tiny thief stealing your focus. So turn them off. Yes, all of them. Put your phone on silent, or better yet, in another room. Close unnecessary browser tabs. Use website blockers if you have to. Let your colleagues know that during certain focus blocks, you'll be unavailable for immediate responses unless it's a genuine 5-alarm fire. This might feel uncomfortable at first. You might experience FOMO, the fear of missing out. But what you're truly missing out on by not doing this is focused, productive time. The world can usually wait an hour or two. Third, embrace time blocking or the Pomodoro technique. Instead of open-ended, I'll work on this until it's done, structure your focus. With time blocking, you allocate specific chunks of time in your calendar for specific tasks. For example, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., draft project proposal. During that block, that is your only world. The Pomodoro technique is another fantastic tool. Work with intense focus for, say, 25 minutes, then take a short 5-minute break. After 4 Pomodoros, take a longer break. These short, dedicated sprints make it easier to maintain high levels of concentration and prevent burnout within the task itself. The key is during that 25-minute window, you're absolutely, unequivocally dedicated to that single task. No exceptions. Fourth, train your attention muscle. Focus is like any other muscle. It strengthens with practice. If you're used to constant distraction, your attention span might feel short. That's okay. Start small. Try to focus on one task for just 15 minutes without switching. Then 20. Gradually increase the duration. Mindfulness meditation, even just 5 to 10 minutes a day, can significantly improve your ability to control your attention and resist the urge to switch tasks. It teaches you to observe your thoughts without immediately acting on them, which is crucial for staying on track. Now, some of you might be saying, but my job requires me to handle multiple things. I have to be responsive. I get that. There are absolutely jobs where responsiveness is key. But even within those roles, there are tasks that benefit immensely from focused attention. Perhaps it's about structuring your day. Maybe you dedicate specific blocks for deep work and other blocks for responsiveness or handling smaller, ad hoc requests. The idea of batching similar tasks could be a form of single tasking too. For example, instead of checking emails every 5 minutes, allocate 2 or 3 specific times a day to process all your emails in one focus session. That's single tasking on email management. It's far more efficient than letting each incoming email derail your current flow. Consider the story of Cal Newport, a computer science professor and author who champions the concept of deep work. He meticulously structures his days to allow for long, uninterrupted periods of focused work. The result? He's incredibly prolific in his academic research and writing, all while managing his teaching responsibilities. He's not superhuman. He's just exceptionally good at protecting and directing his focus. He understood early that the ability to concentrate without distraction is becoming increasingly rare and therefore increasingly valuable. Let's directly address that "prove me wrong" challenge in the title. A common argument I hear is the world moves too fast for single tasking. If I don't juggle, I'll fall behind. But I'd argue the opposite. In a fast-moving world, the ones who truly get ahead are those who can produce high-quality, innovative work, not just react quickly to everything. Single tasking allows for that depth. Think about it. Are major breakthroughs, great inventions, or impactful strategies born from a mind scattered across 10 different things? Or do they emerge from periods of intense, dedicated concentration on a single problem or idea? The latter, almost invariably. The illusion is that by doing many things, you're covering more ground. The reality is you're just skimming the surface of many things, achieving mastery in none. Another point people raise: my boss expects me to multitask. This is a tricky one, but often it's about managing expectations and demonstrating results. If you can show that by adopting focused work blocks, you're producing higher quality work, meeting deadlines more consistently, and actually being more effective, many managers will be open to it. It might require a conversation, proposing a new way of working for certain types of tasks. Frame it as a strategy to boost your productivity and the quality of your output for the team. Who can argue with better results? And for those who say, I get bored easily focusing on one thing for too long, that boredom is often a symptom of an untrained attention muscle, or perhaps the task itself isn't engaging enough, or you haven't broken it down into manageable, motivating subtasks. The Pomodoro technique is excellent for this, as the short breaks provide regular resets. Also, the sense of accomplishment from completing something deeply, rather than flitting between tasks, is a powerful antidote to boredom. It creates its own momentum. The high from genuine achievement far outweighs the fleeting stimulation of constant novelty that multitasking provides. It's the difference between a sugar rush and sustained energy from a nutritious meal. Which one do you think fuels real growth and performance? This isn't about making life less exciting. It's about channeling your energy effectively to create outcomes that are truly exciting and meaningful. It's about replacing chaotic, superficial busyness with purposeful, deep engagement. So, here's my challenge to you: the prove me wrong part for you to test. Don't just take my word for it. For the next 7 days, I want you to pick just one important task each day, something that truly moves the needle for you, whether it's in your career, your personal development, or a side project. For a dedicated block of time, maybe it's 60 minutes, maybe it's 90, commit to single tasking on it. Turn off the notifications. Close the extra tabs. Tell people you're in a focus session. Immerse yourself completely. And then, I want you to observe. Observe how you feel. Observe the quality of what you produce. Observe your level of stress. I'm willing to bet you'll be surprised, maybe even shocked by the difference it makes. Are you up for it? Let me know in the comments below. What's the one task you're going to commit to single tasking on this week? I genuinely want to hear about your experiences and what you discover. And hey, if you find this approach transforms your productivity even a little bit, imagine what else we can unlock together. So, if you're ready to ditch the myth of multitasking and tap into your real potential, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We're just getting started on this journey to becoming more effective, more focused, and ultimately, more successful in what truly matters to you. Look, the modern world will constantly try to pull your attention in 1,000 different directions. It's designed that way, but you have the power to choose where your focus goes. Single tasking isn't a throwback to a simpler time. It's a strategic advantage in a complex one. It's about working smarter, not just harder. It's about reclaiming your mental clarity and producing work that you can be genuinely proud of. You're not defined by how many things you can juggle, but by the impact you make with your focused effort. Your potential is immense, far greater than you might realize when you're spread thin. Start today. Pick that one thing. Give it your all. And watch how the ability to truly concentrate doesn't just change your work, it begins to change you. Rise anyway, one focused task at a time.